Charles and I set for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as we get a peek some of the stars in today's game. Well, will they be stars? Will you be a star? We'll find out. Let's play. Steven Hauschka now about set to get this one started. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now a play fake here on first down. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. To the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And he fields it cleanly. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jets take possession. On the ground, it's the first carry here for Jamal Charles. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
But they certainly got dented with that first down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 36 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone. They'll
run for the first time with Johnson. So we got 3 of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On second down, Johnson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. But winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game. But when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Being chased out left. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
On second down, Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is the only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football. Gerald McCoy is so slippery and elusive in the interior of the defense. I don't care who has the assignment to block him. It usually ends up having to take at least 2. And most of the time, that's not enough either. Witness that tackle for loss.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Second down, here's Rodgers. Completes it to Marcel Reese. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. And the wideout in motion. Now Rodgers. That's complete right around the 8. No gain, and it's second down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Rodgers to throw once more. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have taken the lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
And New York set to take the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
His throw incomplete. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 40 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
They'll come out in the pistol. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Oakland. 43 yards.
Of course we think of Aaron Rodgers as a pocket passer, but you and I both know this guy's a pure athlete. He can get outside and make plays with his legs as well.
I showed it right there, outside of the pocket and on the money. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, Hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Sometimes it looks pretty simple, batting the ball away. But oftentimes there's some pretty good teaching and practice that goes into it. Being able to get to the receiver, not interfere, and get his hands through the football and knock it away.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down.
The name of the game, as always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like...
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So now on fourth down, Mike McCoy will send in the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense. Finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
And New York set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now Wilson on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. So out come the Raiders. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go play action here on first down. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. 10 yards still left on second down. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his second there.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
Throwing is Rodgers, and they'll set up the screen to Gurley. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Jordan Berry now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. It's taken to the 26. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front as we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about team script.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
For the defensive guys, that's wrong on just about every level. You did so many things right. Knock the ball free. You're excited you're going to get the ball. And then the offense gets it back.
Charles the lone setback. The play clock's running down. Here's Wilson to throw. And his throw is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
I can hear the sigh of relief all the way up here. A dangerous throw, backed up in their own territory and throwing an out route, and it got jumped, and they were fortunate it was only batted down and not intercepted.
In the slot on the right is Graham. Third and long, it's Wilson. He's got time. And he finds Jimmy Graham. It's a big play that time by the Jets. 32 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
And he's going to be sacked back on his side of the field at the 44. Khalil Mack coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. From the gun on third down, Wilson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's caught inside the 25. A big gain of 39 on third. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and over.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now Rodgers on the bootleg, rolling to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. They'll run for it now. Here's Marcel Reese. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Oakland. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They go back to the air here after the INT. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Wilson steps away to his left. A dump off for Charles. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Here's Wilson. The left side completion to Jones. And he's brought down after a good gain. And until that point, we haven't seen Julio Jones. That's hard to believe here this late in the game.
And no one more frustrated than Julio Jones because receivers feed off of catches. That's their fuel, and that's also their affirmation. He hasn't been getting much of that in this game, and their team is losing, and he wants to have a better effect on the game.
Just the first connection, Ryan to Jones there. Second and 10 now. Wilson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Call it a gain of 3, and they're going to have a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On third down, Wilson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping them from the first down.
They stopped him in his tracks. All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3-and-out.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Getting late here in the 4th, and if this team has any chance to win this football game, their defense obviously needs a stop here. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Going left side, it's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. So they're leading. They have possession of the football, and certainly this is where they just want to milk the clock. Rodgers now on first down. And it's incomplete. The intended receiver was David Johnson. And it's second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass. They send Green to the left on his own. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll lead here to a third down.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down? But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got his man Hilton. And he's brought down after a good game. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And now a first down following that long gain. Rodgers looking to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And they're definitely showing blitz here. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He needed 2. He got 1. And that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So barring something extraordinary, something crazy here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Brandon, this will be a great win for them. The better team's going to win this game, no question about it.
New York set to take the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is...
And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Getting down to the end here, they have a 2-score lead. Barely, but it's a 2-score lead, so that probably makes you as a coach feel a lot more comfortable right now, doesn't it, Charles?
It does, but it doesn't mean now you go out and run option or some kind of wild double reverse or anything like that. But you do know that if anything does go haywire, you're still in control.
Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And this offensive unit, they have to face a 3rd down and 12 now. Rodgers to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he's brought down after a good gain. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat.
So please come join me. One thing, good vibes only. I just